Okay, once again, hi folks. Welcome back to the another new session of C basic C topic analysis. Okay, and analyzing the topics, I'm going to give you one very important concept for of passing parameters in functions. So the topic is called passing parameters in functions, but I will not only describe about passing parameters in function, I will also describe something more about passing parameters in a main function as well. Okay, not only in the normal functions. So let me say you okay, let me begin first. Okay, so mainly we can pass parameters in two way. This is related with main function, I mean not with main function but with normal functions. And first is passing parameters by value. So value is how do you pass the parameters, that is you just pass the parameter as a value. So let me bold this and let me directly go to the implementation of this program. That is it demonstrates the how do you pass parameters by value. So this is the function, and actually I have already given a demonstration in my previous session, but let me also give you the demonstration as the specific topic. So this is the main structure of the our program, which consists of the function that is find cube, and this is the definition of the function, this is the prototype of the function, and I declare a variable that is x. So x is equated with this another function of a return type integer, so it is going to return the result and it is assigned to x, then it is going to print out here. Okay, so what happens is whenever you see a C program, you have to just step by step it goes. Okay, it just goes here, this line is blank, nothing executes. Okay, whenever you enter in this main program, so the first line of the main program it executes, nothing is line blank, so it's just pointer points to the next shifts down. So here is int x, so this statement is executed, okay, and terminated. Then again it shifts to third line, then this statement is executed, and then it shifts to the another statement. So this is the normal procedure of this C program as a whole. Okay, and that's why C programming is called procedural programming language. It follows some particular procedure and executes the statements. So int x is the first statement, then x is equated with the whatever value is returned by this function, then it prints out the value of, that is the cube of 3, whatever the value you are providing, then the result is printed out. So here my main motivation was just to show you the implementation of function passing the parameter by value. So I just provided the value that is 3. I can also pass the parameter value that pass the parameter as value that is 8. Okay, let me try by passing the parameter that is 8, and this is the way how it is work. Okay, so I just pass the value as a parameter, and directly you can see the result, that is 512. And this was the main this was the procedure for passing parameter as a value. Okay, now let me go back, and there is another procedure by passing the value as a reference. And by passing the value as a reference, let me just demonstrate this program also. And let me go to code block and yes, this time I'm trying to demonstrate you passing the value as a reference. Okay, so how can you pass the value as a reference? This is the main program in a structural form. So I declared the array and assigned the array with the following values, that is 1 to 9, the array of integers. And int what I want is to find the sum of all the values of this array. Okay, so actually I want the sum of 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9. Okay, and how I do is I declare the function, user defined function, Then this function has, I pass uh, the parameter as an array. Okay, and secondly I also pass the size of the array, that is I am actually passing the parameter by both value and also the reference. Actually I pass the reference as an array because I did not pass all the values of the array, right? I just pass the reference as the name. So this is the idea of passing the parameter as a reference. And then lastly I print out the sum, and the sum is printed. Sum is the integer number, and so I just print it out and I just exit the main function. And if you check out the sub function definition, you see that I just loop through the whole size of the array, and I just use the assignment operator, and just to the result I assign all the sum. I sum and assign to the result. I sum and assign to the result, and lastly I return the result as an integer type. Alright, and if you check out, you can see the sum of all these numbers, and the sum of all these numbers is, of course, it's 45. You can calculate and check it by yourself. Okay, that was about passing the parameter with a reference, as a reference. So let me close this. And lastly let me go back to the theory. And lastly, okay, the last topic for this, last important topic for this session is how can we pass the parameter for the main function as a whole. Like for the main, you can pass the parameter for the normal user defined function, but for the main function, how can you pass the parameter? Okay, that is demonstrated here. And passing parameter to the main function, argv0 contains the name of the program. So okay, I will also give more information about what is argv0, what argv0 contains. Okay, so let me, so this is my main function, and while I am passing the parameter, this is the first time you are encountering this concept here, what I am writing here. That is, I am writing here inside the main function, within this round bracket, I am writing int argc. Okay, and I am writing character star argv with the array, the empty array sign. Okay, this tradition follows every time. Okay, whenever you want to pass the parameter, you have to always write this pass the parameter to the main function. You have to always write in this format. Okay, so you can just write it down, or maybe you can just study and just copy it into your memory. Okay, that this should be always written whenever you want to pass the parameter as to the main function. Then okay, what is argc? Argc is the total number of arguments passed. So how many arguments you passed as a parameter, the total sum, it counts, the program counts itself, maybe the compiler it counts itself, and it returns the value, and the value is an integer number, and you can see it, argc returns the integer number of total number of parameters passed. And argv is it gives you the each argument. Okay, so what argv gives you is each argument. So argv with the index gives you the first index value. Okay, argv with the index like second, it gives you the second value. So whatever arguments you pass is like the index, in the index form it gives you, it's like the array. This is the pointer, actually it's a pointer to that array. Okay, so that means it will point to the each array index. So array index consists of each value within that index, right? So this is the traditional way of how the argument is passed in the main function. Alright, so if you check out here, there is a for loop. Okay, what I'm doing, I'm looping it argument times, the total number of arguments passed times, then I'm printing out the value of these arguments, that is the argv counter, argument of the value, so with the following index. And okay, before that, after this is the first step. Okay, now how can I manually pass the parameters? Is like you go to project, actually you go to, I'm trying to explain you in the sense of code block. Go to project, you have to go to set programs argument, then you can pass the argument. That is, I passed here program arguments as a map1.txt. I just passed one file as argument. So this kind of argument passing is mostly useful when you are using file operation or doing file operation in C programming language. Alright, so this you are doing here. And okay, after this just press OK. You already passed one argument, but actually it is not one arguments. You are already passing two arguments, because okay, let me show you. I'll build and run it first, because the first argument is always the name or the location or the path of your C programming file, or where your main function exists. Okay, the location is as same as the tester. Okay, actually the location, it consists in debug documents folder. My home folder consists of username Niranjan K. Okay, and consists of documents folder, and consists of APA underscore labs, consists of tester folder, and within this tester folder I consist of binary folder, and on the debug folder with the tester it consists of the okay, so the path name of executable file, which consists of the executable file of this program, is printed here. Okay, as a argument value 0 of index 0, and argument value 1 is always the argument that you pass. That is, I passed map1.txt, the file, text file, as a argument, right? So this was printed as a first argument, and that's it. Okay, this is the simple procedure of passing the argument to the main function. Overall, that's it. That was all about passing arguments to function as a whole, to all kind of functions, simple functions and the main function. So anyhow, thanks for listening, and I'll be back with my new sessions in my upcoming session. Okay.